What would Robbie's nightmare be like? I wonder.
I had a nightmare once I was being chased by robbers in my backyard.
That's
I
right.
literally, a robber got into my house, so I jumped out the window, and it was like he was like chasing me through the backyard, and I woke up. I got sucked up by a tornado.
Oh,
That was awkward.
damn.
And then I had a random like little girl. Like it was kind of like like one of those scary movies, when the girl like
Oh yeah, like the Ring.
like killer girl.
Creepy
Like
Ring
I had
girl.
a killer girl chasing me through my front yard one time.
Wow. My nightmare, if I ever had like a nightmare world, I would trap everyone in the world of Battlefield Earth, and they would have to sit through that movie just forever.
What about
That in itself is a nightmare.
What about
that
The
movie's
Room?
terrible. Oh no, Robbie, the room is at least like funny. Battlefield Earth is it just sucks your soul, Robbie. You don't have a soul after watching the movie.
But I think that pretty much just. I think you just encapsulated it perfectly, though. Yeah. Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. As always, I'm Robbie. This is Kyle. Kyle, good to see you. How are you tonight?
Doing well. Just chilling.
Yeah?
Getting ready for the holidays. How about you?
Same. Still haven't finished my shopping yet,
Me either.
but
Finish shopping. That's a
yeah.
good one.
doing well though. I know it's been a couple weeks since we were last on the air, but it's good to see you. Good to be back. And while we were gone, Kyle and I had the occasion to attend yet another sporting event. I feel like it's becoming a trend of our episodes past month or so, especially once with college hockey season having started up. We've been attending a lot of college hockey games. We went to yet another one a couple weekends ago, and this one was actually a really cool one because this was a big rivalry game in college hockey. It was the Boston University Terriers and the Boston College Eagles.
They're called terriers.
Yeah, the
it's
Terriers.
Like little puppies, like little tiny dogs.
Yeah, exactly. That's
cool.
what they are, because they suck. I'm just kidding. No, actually, no, I'm not. What am I saying?
Tell them how you're grateful, Robbie.
Yeah, no, I hate BU hockey, so. Sorry, I know we're going to get all hate comment from BU fans out there.
They'd be like, really, guys?
What's wrong with you? So, yeah, you suck, so get over it. I'm coming out firing tonight.
Yeah,
Firing.
Fire.
But yeah, so we went to the rivalry is nicknamed the Battle of Com Ave because literally Commonwealth Avenue separates the two schools. Like they're literally you go down Com Ave from BC and you come to BU. I mean,
See, to me in my head, I would just picture both hockey teams like getting ready to duke it out, like Lord of the Rings, like army style, and they all just like charge at each other, each coming from a different direction. They just hit each other with hockey sticks the whole time, and the band just starts playing like literally they start playing Lord of the Rings.
That would be kind of cool.
I would love to
have
see
a
that.
hockey game, just a full-out war.
Yeah, like a literal battle of Com Ave. They just do it all in Com Ave, and people have to hide. Like, just flaming cars for no reason.
Well, you know what? If we ever get a real-life version of The Purge, that probably will happen.
We're just going to keep that BU and BC
BC Peter Purge. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Nobody else, just those two schools.
Wow, okay. We're going to make crime legal for 12 hours or whatever. Not the whole area, not even the whole... No, it's just we're just making it Com Ave. Just whoever is on Com Ave is just going to...
Just the two colleges on
just the two
Com
colleges,
Ave,
yeah. Crime will be legal for 12 hours.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Well, there you go. There's your franchise, Robbie.
Yeah, exactly. Book it, write it up, send it to Steven Spielberg or I don't know, somebody. Send it to somebody.
We'll get like Blumhouse to produce that movie. We got it.
Coming to a theater near you 10 years from now. But anyway, see, people are preparing for it already. But see, so Kyle and I had the opportunity to go to BC and see BC and BU play In the second of the two, they had a 2-game weekend series, home and home weekend series.
That's right.
BC won at BU on Friday night. But then the game on Saturday ended in a tie, a 0-0 tie. But still was not lacked for drama, Kyle.
Oh my God!
Yeah, so just sort of give us, before we get into specific things about the game, just sort of give me your overall impressions of the game. This is your first BCBU hockey game, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it? I feel like it is.
I mean, you've seen both teams play before against other opponents, but I don't think you've ever seen them play against each other.
No, I don't think so. Not that I can remember, at least. I mean, unless maybe there was a previous episode where we did see one of those games, and you guys.
No, we definitely did. We definitely did it for an episode.
But yeah, no. As you know, it was really interesting because you're right. What I really liked about this one was it was just the fan banter, which you could tell both sides were so heated up. They were just shouting random comments here and there.
So you guys have to understand that not only is this like the best attended game each year by the BC student section when they play home, but the BU students also buy like a group of tickets and come to BC to see the game at BC. So it definitely makes for a great back and forth between the
fantastic.
two.
We were right in the middle of
awesome.
it. We heard all of it. It was it was hysterical. Like you're right. They were just like everyone. The attendance, especially compared to the last hockey game we went, was like it was there. Everyone was there.
It was definitely night and day compared to that first game we went to.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But not that first game wasn't fun, but this was definitely like a whole new. It's like that song, a new level. It was on a new level.
That's true.
But yeah, I mean, obviously the student sections were, and the fan support in general was great for both teams. But the play on the ice, I know it's a 0-0 game. People think, 0-0 is probably pretty boring. It really wasn't that at all. Like, both teams had some really good opportunities to, like, score goals in that game.
Yeah, they both, I thought skill-wise, at least from what I've seen of hockey so far. I've never played hockey, obviously, and neither has he. But from what I've seen, at least, I feel like they both did a really good job. They really held their own, I thought, the whole time. And it's not like, both teams were terrible the whole time or anything. No. They both showed really a lot of promise, a lot of skill. It was just, I think they were just at a stalemate the whole time. They kept, like, there was, they kept the puck on one side for a long time. Then they kept the puck on the other. It was just all this back and forth, and
they kept fans on the edge of their seats.
They did.
They really did. It was great to watch.
Yeah, and like you said, you're right. They had a lot of really close shots. A lot of the players on both sides had a lot of really incredible attempted goals. So that was fun to watch.
It was great. And I mean, obviously, I've been going to BCBU hockey games for a long time, so I've kind of like very much been indoctrinated into the rivalry from a young age. But for you to be able to see it was something I was really glad, because I mean it is it's obviously there are a lot of big professional rivalries around here, Red Sox, Yankees, Bruins, Canadians, etc. But like BCBU hockey, I mean, in terms of just the pure hatred between the two teams, like it's right up there.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing that I know you were commenting on during the game, was the amount of like fighting, and not fighting, but just like after the whistle, like through the skirmishes after the whistle. It was quite the quite the battles going on.
So
a lot of extracurricular activity.
Yeah, I mean, like any really epic hockey game, there was a lot of just like random contact, just all the fighting.
Yeah.
They like literally they didn't pull any punches this time. No figurative.
No pun intended, or whatever you call it. Yeah.
Like literally speaking, no punches were pulled. Like they were at it. So it definitely. You're right. You could really sense that atmosphere, and it just kind of really gave it that extra kind of kick. It was a lot of fun.
No, it was a great game. I'm glad we were able to go. Any other thoughts? Anything else? I know you're a big band guy. What were your impressions of the BC?
It's funny.
What were your impressions of the BC band?
They're awesome. They're incredible. I know
you've seen them a couple times.
Yeah.
Before, but just for that particular game, just what were your thoughts?
For that particular game, I loved actually. I pretty much love all their renditions because they have a lot of mainly like pop and rock songs that they do, and some hip hop here and there that they do. As far as I know, I liked hearing them. I think at one point they did the song "Hand Clap" by Fitz and the Tantrums,
Yep.
and I thought that was awesome. That was so cool. That made me want to play my own saxophone. Like that was so awesome. Like they inspired me. I'm like, all right, I heard you guys play it, so now I'm going to play on my saxophone. So, granted, it won't sound nearly as good as that, but it'll be something.
I just think it's funny, especially hearing your reaction, because anytime BC is killing a penalty during any whistle of the penalty kill, the BC band always will play Seven Nation Army. By the White Stripes, like literally, like every whistle, they'll just play it nonstop. And Kyle, I think was about ready to stop listening to that song altogether after the couple games we've been to.
Aside from the really epic remix that's out there by the Glitch Mob, I think they
that is a really good remix. I second that.
It's like almost like a semi-dub. It's really cool. Like kind of dubstep kind of vibe.
Check it out on like YouTube or whatever.
I think it's probably the best place you can find it. I don't even know if they have it on Spotify or iTunes or anything. But I was just like, all right, can we play Hardest Button to Button? Can we do just other songs? Fell in Love with a Girl?
It's a tradition, man. Tradition.
Screw tradition.
Well, you know what? Screw you. Wow,
you guys are good.
I just got hostile really quickly.
You guys are good though. You guys are a great band. So I'm not. Don't worry. I'm not. I know it's the whole tradition, rules of hockey, and everything. No. Yeah. Oh man, but I know you guys did a killer show. So that whoever, if anyone from the BC band is watching, you guys have my sympathy. You guys have my vote. So yeah.
Yeah. So it was like I said, it was an exciting game.
That was awesome.
Yes. Like I said, it was a 0-0 tie, but you know what? The fans got their money's worth. I felt like we certainly 100%. Got our money's worth.
More than.
And if you'd like to see some pictures from our time at BC, you can certainly check us out on Instagram at OACTS Insta.
Mm-hmm.
So check us out there because we got some good stuff. Period, but. Especially from that game, we have some. Kyle was kind enough to take some images and throw them up there. So now we're going to go. Actually, before we go to our fantasy football, I did want to, and I haven't actually discussed this with Kyle. I wanted to start a new segment on our show, and that's that'll be our pre-show meal. Because every time we usually film an episode, we usually get dinner beforehand, and we usually talk about. I know this is a sports show, but you know what? I think we should definitely I think starting this episode, I think we should at least give a weekly shout out to the place that we kind of do anyway, but a weekly shout out to the place that we've eaten our pre-show meal at, because we go to a lot of good places, and I feel like we don't express that enough to the people watching that could potentially be consumers of these places. So tonight we had a great dinner.
I completely agree with this whole segment, by the way. I'm sorry. I'm just in awe right now. I'm just I'm frozen. I'm like, this is yes. We're doing this. Let's do it.
See, I did. See, I can surprise you sometimes.
That's
can't
good.
I? Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, we're sticking. Yeah,
I literally just thought of that segment idea 5 seconds ago, 2 minutes ago before we came on the air.
Yes.
All right. So, but tonight we had a lovely meal at Charlie's in Harvard Square, Cambridge.
Yes, Charlie's Kitchen, great place.
Charlie's Kitchen, great place on Elliott Street. We both had grilled cheeses. Mine had crab cakes in it, and Kyle's was like a cheeseburger, grilled cheese, bacon cheeseburger,
double bacon cheeseburger. It was off the wall.
It was really good. I would maybe as part of the segment, it'd be kind of cool if we gave like a rating, like so out of the
We
rating,
do that.
maybe like a letter grade. We can even give like a letter grade
Yeah.
or something like that. So I would probably give that. I'm probably gonna give that. I'm gonna give it a B plus. I think it was really good. You know, very above average. I think like I said, I think it's very worthy of a B plus.
Nice.
What do you think?
I would give it definitely like an A minus because I think they have a really they have a really good drink selection there too, and they have a wide variety of food. And like Robbie said, he had the crab cake. They actually have a really good seafood selection too. If you really like seafood, if you're in the winter, you find yourself missing kind of like the seafood vibe, of the summer. So this is one of the few places that still, like this and Captain Martin's that still does seafood even during the winter time. So
yeah, so
highly recommend it.
So like I said, just new segment. You heard it here first, folks. New segment coming. Each week, our pre-show meal. So
good.
Charlie's Kitchen, Elliott Street, Harvard Square. Would highly recommend.
Yeah, and definitely, you're right. I would even start with their grilled cheeses like we did. Like the grilled cheeses are off the wall.
Yeah, they're called the ultimate grilled cheese, and they are definitely ultimate. Yep. They are really good.
So good.
All right, so. Now, to move back to the regularly scheduled portion of our program, our fantasy football recap for this week.
Yes.
In the majority of our leagues, it was playoff time. This week, the playoffs did start. Although for our league, and that's where we'll sort of kick things off, no pun intended, in our league, it was actually the final week of the regular season, and both Kyle and I were battling for playoff spots, and spoiler alert, neither one of us made it.
Nope.
But I guess I'll go first for all three of my leagues.
Yes.
So for our league, give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm trying to. Here we go. I lost a tough one. I lost 77.88 to 57.3. I well underperformed my projected score total, probably because Miller of Chicago had 0 points. Amendola had like 1 point. Murray had 0.4. Basically, all my guys like underperformed, except the New York Giants defense. The New York Giants defense was like my one bright spot. They got 18 points when they were projected
to have really good for
8.
Defense. Wow.
Well, actually, Allen as well. Keenan Allen, one of my receivers, had a little bit over a point higher than his projections. So those are my two like bright spots. But yeah, I had a tough week, so I missed out on postseason play. So that means I will move into the consolation bracket, and actually both Kyle and I get a bye in that consolation bracket this week. One less team to worry about. One less team to worry about this week. So in my other two leagues, in my league that I did the best in this year, I finished in third place.
Nice.
I actually didn't have quite the performance that I would have liked in the quarterfinals. I actually lost to the 6th seed, 150.02 to 145.34. So it was a close game.
That was very close, yeah.
But I came up a little bit short. Drew Brees kind of underperformed a little bit.
Yeah.
Barkley, though, the running back for the Giants, overperformed his, so that was one of my bright spots. And then the Chargers defense underperformed, and a couple of my guys underperformed. So the one thing I will say about the guy that I played, the only positive is that his running back, LaShawn McCoy, was projected to get 15.5 points and only got 0.1 points. So McCoy had a tough one. But yeah, so unfortunately I got knocked out early, so I moved into the consolation bracket in that league. But then my one bright spot this week, the one league that I won in this week, I actually was the 6th seed in the quarterfinals and beat the 3 seed. So I actually pulled the upset in that one. I won 237.8 to 175.96. And that was actually I wasn't even favored in that game. He was well favored over me, and so
that's good.
I gotta give a big shout out to Barkley, Saquon Barkley again. Did a great job. Tom Brady overperformed his point total stills for Miami. Had 25 points. He was only supposed to get about 8, and he had 25. Robbie and Kyle had a big game. Bunch of my guys had a big game. So even though one of my this is one of the leagues where it's like you have to draft individual defensive players as well. And one of my defensive players was suspended.
Oh no!
So, but I still didn't seem to hurt me. So
that's good.
That's what gets you. I move into the semifinals in that league, so I'm happy. At least one of my teams is into the Final Four in a league.
That's good. Get your underdog victory there. That's awesome.
So I'm excited about that. But
nice, dude.
I'll turn it over to my buddy here, who actually had sort of a up and down week himself. So why don't you tell us about it?
You know me, I always like to get the bad news out of the way first, so let's get the bad news.
Go for it. I got my bad news out of the way first, so...
Yeah. Let's really dig into this bad news, because this is oh boy. This is the Battlefield Earth, I feel like, of losses right now. And if you guys have seen that movie, you would understand that reference.
It's okay.
Because that movie is just the definition of loss. Let's see.
I can make your hands clap. Sorry, I got that stuck in my head since you talked about it.
That's totally fair. That happens all the time. That song has the power to do that.
Seriously. Anyway, go ahead.
So, oh boy. Talk about one of the most
this was a tough loss. Like, losses. I'm not gonna... He showed me the result, and I feel his pain, because this was a tough one.
The sad thing is...
With a playoff spot on the line, too, because if you had won, you would have been in the playoffs.
I cannot believe that, yeah. So I was...
You had, like, the last spot, the last playoff spot.
I don't know what... I just had a poor, like, player... I think there were a couple players I think I could have definitely switched out. So
all right, give it to us.
All right, so the score was 59.62 to 60.24.
Ooh.
Literally, all it could have taken was 1 point. That's it, just 1 point. That's all I needed.
Who kind of let you down on that one?
Oh, we're gonna get there. So I'll start to talk about the good first.
Okay, yeah, good idea.
Just so I can get ready for the bad. Carson Wentz, he scored 18 points. He was the highest scorer actually of the whole week, which was he's a good quarterback. I like him. Mike Evans, he scored about 8 points. Not bad. Michael Thomas usually does. They all underscored. A lot of these guys underscored by about a few points. Not bad. I can't blame them. Michael Thomas, Mike Evans, all my Mikes. Michael Williams, he got 4 points, and he scored about half, though. He was a little lower. He got about half the production. Same with, what's his name? Peyton Barber? Oops. Yeah, Peyton Barber. That's his name. Yep. He got about half those points. Then Joku, my tight end, he's pretty okay. He's not a big high scoring tight end, but whatever. 3 points. Chris Sutton usually does pretty good. He kind of disappointed too. He only got like 1.3. He was supposed to score at least 7, but my kicker is good. He scored about 6 points. Los Angeles defense scored 3. Now we're gonna get to the worst part of this one. The John Travolta hammy acting performance part of this one. Carlos Hyde, oh my God, has he been? Oh, ever since he got switched over to the other team. What team is Jacksonville? Oh my God.
Yeah, he got traded from the 49ers to Jacksonville like midway through the year.
That was terrible. That was awful. And I kept him in too. I shouldn't have kept him in. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have, because I'm looking at my bench. Sam Shepard, he scored 7 points. That would have been it. I just put him in instead of he was my wide receiver. I could have just put him. Oh no, wait, sorry, Carlos Hyde's running back. No, even if I put Yeldon, my guy Yeldon, even him, he got 1 point. I still would have won. You know how many points that Carlos Hyde got? He didn't get any points. He actually got negative points. He got negative 0.3. Yeah, negative 0.3. Just really? Really?
Right here.
Really?
How could you, Carlos? How
Carlos.
could you? Come on, man. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I know you're probably not even watching this right now, but like seriously, what are you doing?
Come on, man. No, that's okay. I get it. I know you're in a new team and everything. I know you got to relearn all the plays and everything.
It's a transition.
Yeah, but negative 0.3, man. Come on,
It's okay.
that's a lot.
It's okay.
Could have at
Happy
least just got 1
thoughts.
point.
Now
Or
on to
it's
the
not
happy.
a negative.
Now on to the happy thoughts.
Okay, so that was that week. So yeah, no more. Yeah. So now, do I already have people going today? Apparently, I have my kicker. Okay, Butker. Okay, so that's this week. I'm already looking at this week apparently. So
Well, there's a Thursday night game going on right now, so
yes,
some of our teams will be picking up some points.
yes, that's true. So the good news is last week, I actually had a bye week. I clinched a bye. So last week I didn't have to worry about anything, which is nice. So because I'm starting my official playoff game tonight. Against the leader of my friend Billy. So the week before, though, the one that we missed, the one that actually gave me the playoffs.
Oh, that's right. We didn't. That's right. We don't need to go all the way back to that
Don't worry.
last week.
I'll just tell you the quick score.
Yeah, because you
135.
didn't have a game this week, so you can go back to the one before that.
Yeah, that'll be there. It'll be our playoff. It'll be our playoff fantasy kind of episode. Segment. So I got 135. Versus 104. So I had a pretty good scoring team that week. Russell Wilson 24, Devontae Adams 23. Godwin, Chris Godwin, he really kind of came out of the shadows there.
Good job, Chris Godwin.
Gurley 34. Yep, that's Gurley.
Why does Gurley not have like 30 plus points?
I know, right? Seriously. Kenyon Drake really good. Got 12 points. Demaryius Thomas, 6 points, not terrible. Harrison Butker, this guy's like one of the best kickers I've ever had. He's so good, he got 12 points, which is amazing for a kicker. The only kind of more underscoring parts of that were Pittsburgh defense got 1 point, whopping 1 point, whatever. And Trey Burton got a nice 0, which I was a little surprised because usually he'll at least score like a certain amount of points. He's actually a really good tight end for the most part. But that game, I don't know what happened. Maybe they just didn't put him in, or he wasn't injured. He just, I guess, didn't. I don't know. Maybe he didn't show up. So, but other than that, no. Everyone else was really good. I can't complain. I gotta say, pretty good. So. There you go. There you have it.
Well, good luck in your semifinal game.
Thank you. You as well, your team.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, one of my 3 teams actually made it to the semifinals.
That's awesome.
With
the underdog, I love that. With the upset win, that's like the best game.
I gotta focus all my energy on winning that semifinal
same here.
game. So I
don't even care about my other.
Well, one of my other teams has a bye, so literally I don't have to even worry about that team. And then my other one, it's a consolation bracket, so it's not like I'm like. What's the worst? I'm going to finish, I don't know. I'll definitely try to win, but I'm more focused on my semifinal team.
Oh, totally, yeah. That's right. Yeah, definitely.
So good luck to you.
You as well, dude.
All right. Anything else you got this week for us?
I feel like there was something I was going to talk about, but we'll just save it for next week.
We're just going to ignore the fact that the Patriots just... The end of that Patriots game on Sunday, we're just gonna go right past that.
Oh yeah, we're not gonna
discuss that, okay?
I think my jaw literally hit the floor.
I don't think my jaw has lifted up since Sunday. But again, we're not gonna talk about it. We're not gonna talk about it.
Nope, we're gonna
go right
news.
past. We're gonna beat Pittsburgh on Sunday, and everything will be okay. All right, so sorry, I cut you off. Do you have anything else?
No.
All right.
Nah, I can't even think so.
That's all right. So, that's going to do it then for this week's edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. For Kyle, as always, I'm Robbie, signing off for another week of On a Couch Talking Sports. We will see you next time. Bye.